Hey G6 family, let me first say Merry Christmas to each of you. This Christmas season is unlike anything we've experienced, and in spite of that, I pray that the peace and love of Christ has overwhelmed you this Christmas. I wanted to send you this quick little video to share what's on my mind as we wrap up the weirdest year ever. Now, you're getting this video because you have made a financial gift to G6 Allies and G6 Church this year. I want to say thank you. I realize that in a pandemic year full of uncertainty and spending freezes, cut hours, layoffs, that it was even more of a step of faith to give this year. And yet, you've been generous. You've supported our church family where we've been able to see several new families connected. We've seen incredible spiritual growth in our men, women, students, and kiddos. And we've added numerous teenagers to our student ministry and are working hard to connect their families to G6 Church, as many of them don't currently have a church home. Your generosity has also benefited pastors and their families literally from around the world. Ian and I's podcast, The Mad Pastors, it's reaching pastors not only in the US, but in Canada, in the UK, in Germany, and Australia. Additionally, we've been able to work with pastors who are facing burnout and ready to leave the ministry, who are facing leadership challenges in their own churches, as well as personal and family issues. Now, looking forward to our plans for 2021, and if 2020 has taught us anything, it's that things don't always go according to plan, right? But nevertheless, we are pushing forward in faith with the vision that God has given us. We've laid the groundwork for two really exciting pastoral resources coming up in the next year, GrowBox and G6 University. We are planning an incredible student camp in Winter Park, Colorado next summer. We're launching new huddle groups, new teaching series are coming up, new discipleship opportunities. G6, we are marching forward. Now, it's with that I want to issue a challenge as we move into 2021. We want to invite you to continue being a part of what God is doing here. And God is doing some amazing things at G6. And I believe so strongly in what we are doing and where we are going. And if I didn't, I wouldn't ask this. But I'm challenging all our givers to consider increasing their giving by just 10% in the next year. So if you currently give $100 a month, starting in January, you give $110 a month. Or if you give $15, now you give $16.50. It's that simple and effective. If each of us would make this simple change, we can make a huge difference in our church and put us in a position to achieve everything God has laid before us. So please join me in increasing our giving and our expectations of what God is going to do through G6 in 2021. Lastly, let me turn back to 2020 again for just a moment. Obviously, this year was not without its challenges. For all of the great ministry that we saw, we are going to come up just a little financially short this year. Even though we cut way back and we actually spent $20,000 under our budget for the year, as things sit right now, we're going to end this year financially in the red by about $8,000. So I wanted to appeal to you, our biggest supporters, and ask that you remember G6 as you finalize your year-end giving plans. As a registered nonprofit, your donations are tax deductible, and I know many of you are working with your accountants right now to maximize your tax benefits, and we want to encourage you to make a year-end gift to G6. I'm excited to share with you that we can now receive donations of stock. Be sure to check with your tax advisor, but if you own shares of a stock for over a year, you can now donate some or all of those shares to G6 and receive a tax deduction for the full amount given and avoid paying capital gains tax on those shares. So nice little perk for you. So however you give at the end of 2020, we want to say thank you and assure you that you are making a difference. Now, the details of how and where to give are on the screen and also are included in a link in the email that you just received. So thank you, G6 family. I love all of you. Wish you a very happy Christmas break and New Year's, and I can't wait to see you again in 2021.